Yes, good morning, my people. This is Lady Amy here. It is a Thursday. Yeah, the day is Thursday. And I want to welcome you officially to yet another story concerning my life. We are just studying. We are getting more about my life, my story life. Uh, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like my page, and watch my videos to the end. I think it might be an inspiration to you. I want to welcome you to my channel and get to know the other version of my life. One thing I have already told you is that my background has been polygamous. My mom being the first wife, my mom working hard for the entire of her life, to the extent now I feel at the age of 80, she has to be with me so that I can take care of her. Because definitely she's already tired, she's already weak, because most of her life she spent it for us, digging, plowing in the garden, using a hoe, using a harrowing stick, is always in the garden. The only day when she's not in the garden is only the time when she's either in church having a church activity, or she's going for missions, because she's a mighty woman of God, a woman whose heart is on God. Even when she was passing through a lot of situations in life, I feel one of these days I want to bring her life so that you can see that woman. And for you to see her life, please learn to subscribe to my channel, like my page, and watch my videos to the end. Don't forget that I treasure you more than you consider me, and I love you all. This is a journey. This is a journey. Life is a journey, and it's like since life is a journey, it has a lot of ups and downs. It has valleys. It has, some of the valleys you need to feel them, and they have hills to climb, their mountains and so on. That is how life is. But for me as Lady Amy, I really have a story to tell you. A story how I went through, a story how I passed through. It was not easy. I love my dad. I love my dad so much. I also love my mother. The fact that I saw my mom struggling, digging in the garden. There was this evening I cannot remember. Not only one evening, but there was this persistent evening when we were now studying in the village, and I was in a specific primary class. So I was already understanding that whatever my mom is going through, it was too much for her. And we have our valleys. During dry season, we normally dig in the valleys and we plant there. And we plant beans, we plant maize, then some greens that we love so much, because it is usually dry spell, and that is the time when you don't have greens planted anywhere apart from the valleys. So that is the time when my mom would go there and dig as well. When other family members with their husbands and with their wives, with their children, they are digging together, my mom is alone. Because for us, we were in school. She told us, much as you're in the village, go to school, go and study. Meanwhile, early in the morning, she wakes us up in the morning, And there is this specific uncle, late uncle of mine. You are called Mike, late Onadra. Mike, you remember what you did to us. I still remember you. I still remember you. You are the one who was taking care of the cows that your parents left. And those cows were left in the hands of my father. And my father also added more cows, and the cows were over cows. And you used to do a lot. And for you, you were married, and you already had children who were, most of them were dying. And your children kept dying, your children kept dying. But on our side, you loved us as if you are the one who produced us. And that man loved us. I am telling you, if there is somebody I can always consider, somebody to remember, is you, my late uncle. You were always there for us. My mom was in this grass-thatched house, and time will come when it is rainy season. The grass begins to rot and gives way, and the rain gets inside where my mother was and where we were. And my mother would go in the bush looking for grass. There is this spare grass that we use for roofing, and my father would my mother will go and look for this and will cut and calls my uncle to come and reorganize the roof for her. And you took care of us. You were always very close to us. And that was the reason why every evening we used to sit together with him near fireplace. You see, these are the some of the things I remember about my life. Every evening, he will go and cut some matoke, some kind of banana that can be eaten, roasted or fried or any kind. And he will get one, and he'll make some fire. And as we wait for food, he is roasting for us that evening. As we keep laughing, he's giving us stories. And some of those stories, I don't know if they were true or not. Because one of the story I remember was that there was a man called Bimba. That Bimba used to love eating mangoes. He will go into this, if it is season of mangoes, he climbs on top of the mango tree. And as he climbs there, he will eat mangoes, and eat mangoes. So one time, he ate mangoes, over 150 pieces of them, big ones, and he failed to come down. He was too full that coming down was a problem, and the people had to help him to lift him down. I don't know if it was the truth, but we used to laugh. He used to make us laugh. And there was this specific time when it was too much in my head, and I said, my mother cannot be the one digging in the garden. Is not the one going to make terraces. And there are this grass which is so hard to pull, and they grow so long. And my mom was pulling that thing. As he was pulling, it needed a lot of force. And as a result, the mud was all over my mom. I kept watching that thing again and again every evening when I'm returning. I looked at my mother. I said, no, my mother cannot be like that. My mother cannot be struggling for us like that when we have a father who has money. He said, no. I picked a pen that day. I wrote to my father, asking him, can you tell us who is our father? How can you make our mother to dig to that extent? Something that it's supposed to be a man who has energy to pull it, and my mom is the one pulling that grass. Oh, that day, Satan really used me as a vessel. I wrote that letter to my mzee, and when the letter reached him, the man fumed. He fumed. He was already at my, he used to stay with my stepmother. So the man was so furious. And instead of attacking me, he started attacking my poor mother. That it's my mother who told me to write that letter. And I kept telling him, no, it is me. It is me. If you are to disturb somebody, if you are to disturb any other person, it should only be me that must be punished, not my mother. Because my mom is innocent. My mom is very innocent in this, and there is no need to punish her for the crime I have committed myself. I went before my dad. He said, you have no school fees from me from today onwards. You are shaming me, you've talked badly. Mzee, I am now a grown-up man, woman rather. I am asking for your forgiveness. I was merely a small kid, and my emotions had carried me up. You see, the Bible talks of like we should learn to respect our parents. It wasn't actually, I don't know, but I think it was my emotions that carried me. And in my mommy's heart, it was okay if she's doing all this for her children to survive. You know, that woman, I want to show you that woman. One of these days, I will show you who that woman is. I think the next video must be about her, showing her, and I want her to be current like this because she's in my house, and I'm going to bring her for you to see her, that powerful woman who could dig like a man, who could plow like a man, who could weed like a man, who could sow seeds like a man. She's the one who scatters the seeds in the garden. And one thing I realized that she was accurate as she was spreading the seeds in the garden. You people, I've learned a lot from my mother. That is why I don't give up easily. My life, I don't give up easily. If somebody thinks he can pull me and he can just disorganize me anyhowly, you are just a liar. You are just joking. Because I am strong. I am strong. I know how to, 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 to contain my situations, and in most cases I don't want to go down. I'm not somebody who is easily taken down. I have power in my life that I can remain strong. So that time when Mzee said, I'm not going to give you fees, I said fine. Then boom, I finished P7. I was supposed to go to boarding school. Now beginning, I took my results to him. He said, what did I tell you? I started crying from my stepmother's house, as if somebody had died on the road, because my late uncle's house was in between our home and for my stepmother. My uncle had already arrived from where he had taken the cows for grazing. He had arrived. He heard my voice and came. He said, he called me, come and sit down, come and sit down. I sat under him. That man had a heart of a father. Oh, I still remember you, uncle. Wherever you are, rest in peace. Rest well. Actually, you should have not died at early age. You should have died when at least you have seen how I am today. Oh, uncle, I still remember you. May God bless you indeed, and your family, the children that you left behind, and your wife. Wow. And that is why I love the wife and I love the children. And time came, even I had to pick one of the sons up to pay. And because of that you have had planted in me. Yeah, I remember in your life as I speak. Do you have somebody in your life that you can remember? That he has contributed to your life? You see, there are people who do not want to remember the good things other people do, but instead they pay them with evil. But for me, my heart is different. I remember that fateful evening, my uncle sat me down. He told me, down, my daughter, Don't cry. I am here for you. You remember, but one thing I want to tell you is that he used to wake up at around 5:30 a.m. The first milk, the first cow he milks is the one for us as the children who are going to school. So he can make 2 cups and he brings it home. And now it is us to wake up early in the morning and boil that milk, and we take the milk and you go to school. Remember where we were, the school was a little bit far. So you cannot go and come back for lunch and go. We were, I think it was around like 4 kilometers, can be around 4 kilometers like that. So we didn't have time to come back for lunch. But that milk would keep us. That milk will keep us till evening when we come back home. So one thing I am confident of is that life that that I led from my time that I have been is very, very inspiring, and it has made me strong. And every time when something hits me hard and I feel like giving up, that thing, what my mother is and the life that my mother led, and how my mother has always been strong. Even if things are tough, she's able to pull that smile amidst every challenge and pain. It has taught me how I have to be today. And I really want to appreciate my mother for everything that she has imparted in me. And above all, she taught us how to pray. And she told us, you know what? You children, you my children, if you want to live well, you should not depart from the presence of God. God should be in your life every day. You must learn to appreciate God. You should pray to God for everything. And when you are becoming weak, God is our source of strength. And that was how. And he made a duty rota where everyone's name was there. Then you will pray according to what is already been arranged. If it is your duty to pray, you must pray. So that is how our lives were brought up, and that is the reason why partly all of us, I think, we love God. We love things of God. Some of us are preachers, and that is just because of what our mother taught us. And one thing I want to tell you is that we must learn to be people who can forgive each other. My mom taught us that, and we love to forgive where we have hurt each other, and where you are seeing you have already offended somebody, we are able to say sorry. And that is what actually we learned from her. And for my life, more life stories, I will continue to tell you, because maybe it can be of help to another person. Because my life today is a reflection of what my mother taught us. And if she did not teach us the spirit of resilience, if she did not teach us the spirit sometimes to remain strong, I am telling you, it will be very difficult. But I want to thank God that she taught us all that, and we are now strong. Most of us, all if not all of us, have become very strong children that came through her hands. And for another season, I am going to bring her life, and you will see this very person that I am talking about. And I believe you are going to be inspired with all this I have said, and I believe all is well. May God bless you. May God bless this day, and may God's grace be upon your life, and may He fulfill your heart's desires as we continue with this life journey that we have already started, and the one I have already started sharing. I have seen people commenting. I've seen people saying, actually, what you're saying has empowered me. And I want to thank God for all that. If my message is a source of inspiration to you, I will always be grateful to the Lord. May God bless you all.